there are the 5 types of imposter syndrome. And basically what my business partner, Dr. Valerie Young, is known for, and where she really made inroads on this topic, is that she's realized that imposter syndrome is about our relationship, our judgment, our definition of what competence is and isn't. Competence. And so, while everyone with imposter syndrome has a distorted definition of competence, we don't all distort it in the same way. And so she found that people tend to measure their competence in one of 5 ways. Some people, it's 3 of 5 ways or 5 of 5 ways, but that's what leads into these 5 types of imposter syndrome. So that just helps kind of tee up for the listeners what these 5 types even, like where that even stems from. So the first one of the first types that a lot of people can identify with is being a perfectionist. And the primary focus for the perfectionist is on how something is done. The perfectionist expects to perform flawlessly 100% of the time. 99 out of 100, not good enough. So success is rarely satisfying. So this might be, to Khalil's point, oh gosh, we won, but, we missed that one. He should have kicked it over there. That should have happened. Or so, again, using the soccer reference or football reference, sorry. I don't know if you call it soccer or football, but,
He's a soccer guy.
He's a soccer guy. Okay.
I should share really fast on that. I know that I'm in the middle of this, but I think this is a funny tidbit for listeners and maybe helps people understand why I externalized some of that. But in the semifinals, we went to overtime. If you score, the game's over. It's just like golden goal is what it's called. And we were playing a very good team. And there's a famous goal by Diego Maradona in the World Cup against England. It's called the Hand of God, where he goes up to head the ball, but instead he taps it with his hand, and the referees don't call it, and they win the game against England and win the World Cup. That's essentially what happened to us in the state semifinal to go to the final. We handballed it in. And anyways, then I know that other coaches are scrutinizing me and like, oh, they shouldn't have won that game. That's the red card, like blah, 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 blah. So anyways, go ahead. I know I interrupted, but funny tidbit.
And you know what? In that case, there was a little bit of luck, right? But when you think about it, you guys didn't get into the finals just because everything was luck.
Sure.
So, that is, I understand what you're saying there, Khalil.
Yep.
Yeah. So a lot of people can identify with the perfectionist, and that doesn't mean you don't want to have a high level of excellence. It's just, the defeat that comes along with not getting everything perfect. So that's the one very common type. Next is the expert. To be clear, an expert doesn't mean they are an expert or even think they're an expert. You think of the expert as the knowledge version of the perfectionist, where it's not about where the perfectionist is about the quality of the work. For the expert, it's about the quantity of knowledge and information you know. It's how much do you know? And in your mind, you never know enough. There's always one more book to read or one more class to take or something like that. Martin, I thought I saw a hand there.
Yeah.
It was me pointing at me. One more guest to get on our podcast. I've got to learn more about this. No.
Also, you should check out his desk. He's got probably like 12 books stacked up that he's currently reading, and then he's got a whole 2 bookshelves of books just on business.
Think I have to know.
And then you can go to his house and read all of his poetry and all that stuff too. So.
Oh my goodness! Yeah. Wow, very prolific.
Yeah,
that's yeah. So there you go. You identify with expert.
Yeah,
Khalil, yeah. I'm gonna guess that this next one might, and I don't like to project what I think,
please project.
But I'm gonna see if
project
you identify
as
with
much
this
as
one.
Possible.
So the next competence type or type of imposter is the natural genius. And again, this does not mean you are a genius or even think you're a genius. What it means is that somehow you came to believe that true competence means that you have inherent intelligence and ability. So for me, I am a natural genius. I'm like, why didn't this come easily? How come I didn't know calculus in the first grade? How come I don't know how to manage a team, even though I just started my business 2 seconds ago? So that we judge ourselves based on ease and speed. And so you may not identify with this one, but that you said something about expecting, I think when you were talking about soccer, expecting things to come really easily and quickly. So that's why I thought it might be you, but maybe not.
Yeah, maybe so.
Yeah.
I think I do expect things to, I mean, I should be good right away.
There should not be a learning curve. Or I should be able to pick something up faster. That's the natural genius. You just step into something and you expect to hit the ground running and know exactly what to do, even if it's the very first time you've laid a foundation or, built,
I come across this a lot, and most people start a business to do something they already know how to do and that they're good at, and then they're quickly ambushed by all the things that are not related to construction.
Yeah.
Leadership and culture and goals and marketing and sales and administration and cash flow and HR and IT. And I always tell them, why would you know any of that?
Mm-hmm.
Cut yourself a break. Why would you know? And by the way, you're not ever going to know because you're going to hire somebody.
Yeah.
So, yeah, bumping up against the natural genius is pretty common.
Yeah. Well, this next one for the person who does it all themselves is called a soloist. And they believe that true competence requires unaided achievement. I don't need an office. I can invoice and estimate and do everything myself. I can do all the billing, all the receivable, everything. That's the soloist. And the soloist thinks that if you were really competent, you wouldn't need any help. You wouldn't need the office support. You wouldn't need, I'll just do everything myself. I'll lay the tile.
Yeah.
I'll install the toilet. I'll do it all.
The reference might be too old because I use it a lot, and some people don't remember my cousin Vinny, but the lawyer who went to the South, and he wouldn't marry Marissa Tomei until he won a case all by himself.
Yeah.
And at the very end, she goes, "Oh no, you're a successful attorney, but it doesn't count because somebody helped you." And anyway, it's a perfect example. Just.
Yeah, her definition of competence is that. Yeah. Yeah. And the fifth competence type is the superhuman. This is the perfectionist on steroids. This is the person who not only has to perform perfectly and flawlessly at work, they also need to be the perfect spouse, the perfect parent, host all the family gatherings. Also there you go. Also coach the soccer team. Yeah, you got it. There's the hand raise right there. And everything needs to be all perfect and lined up, all good at the same time.
Yeah.
That is the super. So those are the 5 types. You've got your perfectionist, expert, natural genius, soloist, and superhuman.